panic attack on this flight. Please know that please know she had a panic attack. A panic attack falls under the anxiety disorder spectrum. And so let me just explain a little bit of what's happening here. So she started talking about her heart pounding very hard. It was accelerated, and she had these heart palpitations that were very, very heavy. In addition to that, she had some heavy breathing. She could not catch her breath. And so I just wanted to say that those are two of the symptoms. I think she described a couple of other ones as well. Like she got very, very hot. So let me just explain what some of the symptoms of a panic attack is, because in the event that you may have experienced one before, you would know exactly what you're having. Some people, when they have it, you may have heard them say, "Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm having a heart attack or something," and they go to the ER, and it's not a heart attack. It's really an anxiety attack, or the word for it is panic attack. And so what that really means is that the person can have 4 out of 13 symptoms, which would describe a panic attack. Okay, and so I'm going to go through some of the symptoms. I don't have my book with me, and so I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but usually it consists of these things. If you're having the heavy breathing, where you feel like you can't catch your breath, and you're just panting very heavily, that's one of the symptoms. If you are having the heart palpitations, like you feel like your heart is pounding, beating out of your chest, that is a sign. Sweating, breaking out in a perspiration and stuff like that, really sweating is another one. Hot sensations or cold chills, where you feel like you're very chilly, or you feel like you're really, really hot. Yes, that's another sign of it. Another sign and symptom of a panic attack may be the person may start to feel like they're dissociating, derealization or depersonalization. And what that means is the person may feel they're having derealization, which is a form of dissociation. They feel like they are unattached to themselves, to their bodies, like they're kind of having like an out-of-body experience. Derealization is when you feel like you are detached from your surroundings. So you're here, but you're not here. That's another example of it. Another is
everything was like cloudy and fuzzy.
Yeah,
like just was in a haze,
like in a daze, or another one. Another symptom of a panic attack would be an individual may feel like they're choking, right? Like they're choking. They may also feel like they are going crazy or losing their mind.
Yes.
They may feel like they're dying. They're about to die.
Yep.
You may have heard them say they may feel like some type of dizziness, which is what I think she was talking about as far as feeling like, in a fog, in a daze, kind of dizzy. Another is those chest pains, where you feel like you are actually having a heart attack. It hurts so bad in the chest. And so I don't know if I've missed quite some of them, but there's 13 in total. And then sometimes, just to keep this in mind too, from a cultural aspect, culture plays a part of it too. So you may hear a person say, "Oh, they're having crying spells," or they're having bad headaches. That could be associated with some of the other symptoms from a cultural perspective. But those are not two of the 13 symptoms. So if you're ever feeling like, what in the world is going on with me? And people say, well, how does this happen? How does it happen?
How do I get out of that?
Well, let me just say this. The difficult thing about a panic attack is this. It can come out of nowhere. You can be in a very attack will just come up on you. And you're like, what in the world just happened? So I'll come back to that in a second. The second thing is sometimes a person can have a heightened sense of anxiety, and one will come on. In the case of my sister over here, Miss Queen Tasha, she was already in a heightened state of anxiety because, you may have heard of people say, well, I feel claustrophobic. Well, claustrophobia is a form of specific phobia, which also falls under the anxiety spectrum of disorders.
And I already didn't like flying. So.
Yeah, she didn't like it. So in her mind, she was having these racing thoughts anywhere of, oh my goodness, I don't like to fly. What if something happened to the plane? The plane is making these funny noises. Oh my God, I hate turbulence. What if it shakes? Oh my God, I gotta go through the line. It's already tight and narrow. People are bumping up into me. I'm bumping up into them. So her mind was already racing. Racing thoughts is a form of anxiety. So because she was experiencing that, it already put her in a sense of heightened anxiety when she went into the restroom.
And I didn't even know it. I didn't even realize that. Like, I didn't realize anything. I thought I was fine. I just thought I was fine.
Yeah, she thought, and see, most people will say, you know, they're not usually aware of that. They're not usually aware that that's what's happening to them. It's only when you have a sense of self-awareness about your anxiety, or, you know, or knowing that you can, what a panic attack is, that will, you know, make you feel like that. Let me just say this real quick, so this video won't be so daggone long. But when a panic attack, when a person is experiencing the sensation of having an actual panic attack, it only lasts, it peaks in a few minutes. It doesn't last long. It peaks in a few minutes. So, you know, it's a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes tops, you're probably going to go through it. The best thing to do if you're experiencing a panic attack, I'm just going to say some things that work, you know, because really I've seen it where it attacks you from a sensory point of view. So for an example, if you're having a panic attack, don't try to fight it, because if you fight it, you're going to tend to make it last longer. Let it take its natural course. In addition to that, make sure that if you're experiencing a panic attack, try to drink some water. Try to you know, change your body temperature, like maybe go outside.
I had to take the shoes off, guys. I had to take the shoes off.
She had to get comfortable. I said, take your seatbelt off. Take the seatbelt off. Stretch. Get up. Go into a cool place, like, you know, put your head in the refrigerator or the freezer if you got one nearby. You know, splash some water on your face if you're in the bathroom. Okay, try to do some. If it gets to a point where you're already in that panic state, you may not want to do the deep breathing exercises, but if you can do deep breathing when you're in a heightened anxiety state before it gets that bad, try that. But you want to take your shoes off. You may want to take your sweater off if you have a sweater on. If you're, you know, feeling very cold, you may want to put a blanket on or a sweater on. But you want to change your body temperature. You may want to, you know, maybe eating a little something, if that helps, you know, because it's changing something within your body at that time. So,
Well, hello, people. Tasha is back. But I'm going to tell you what I had to do on this plane. This one specific incident. I had to take 1.5 shots of Jack Daniels. And I don't care what you think of me. You can't judge me because you didn't drink before yourself. But anyway, just so I wouldn't die on this plane, I took 1.5 shots of Jack Daniels. My sister took a half shot because she's not able to handle much. But anyways, I feel better.
and I want to add to this. If you are someone who has heightened anxiety anyway, and if you're afraid of like flying a plane, like if specific phobia is, you know, being on the aircraft, then let me tell you this, you may want to see your physician before flying. Sometimes a psychiatrist or psychiatric nurse practitioner or physician may prescribe an anti-anxiety medicine as needed, like a PRN in the event that you need it. Some of my clients that I've treated in the past, they have taken a Xanax or some type of tablet that was prescribed to them by their physician, their treating physician, and that took the edge off. So that relaxed them and put them in a calm state when they were actually flying. And if you're against medicine and you don't want to do that, if you are in therapy, there are some other stress management techniques that you can follow or you can do that will help lower your anxiety as well. There are vitamins that you can go to the vitamin shop, for example, GABA, magnesium, or good vitamins. You again talk to your physician to see if that's okay. Works with your body chemistry, but that could be helpful to lower the anxiety. We want you to be safe. We don't want flying to hinder you from all the wonderful trips you're going to take in the future. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you for taking the time to listen. We're getting ready to descend now, so we're actually about to arrive at BWI's airport, thank goodness. So we can stretch our bodies, walk, get some fresh air, and we'll be all good.
Yay!
We love you, QueenshipWomen@gmail.com.
Mwah.
Peace out.